All right, so my name is Jason Boche. I'm a blogger at boche.net/blog. I've been working with vSphere, VMware vSphere for a number of years, and VCDX number 34, VCP, all that stuff. So I'm fully entrenched in VMware virtualization and evangelism. So that's what I do. I'm also recently changed jobs. I'm a technical marketing senior advisor for Dell Compellant. I have two titles, virtualization product specialist as well. So I won't go into too much detail. I assume you're going to ask what I do there. So I'm excited about the release of SRM5, obviously vSphere 5, first and foremost. So, that one's been on a lot of people's radar to see what, that product brings to the table. But also the complementary products like SRM5 and the new vShield zones and vCloud Director 1.5. And I'm really looking forward to VMware View 5, which is going to be able to, sit on top of the vSphere 5 platform. So that's the next essential step for VDI, which has been hot for a number of years. Well, cover a little bit of the documentation. VMware, whenever they release new versions, they always put out a what's new and release notes and things like that. So read those, read the blogs. You'll quickly understand. The finer points are going to bubble up to the surface relatively quickly as far as what the highlights are and maybe what the gotchas are. And then just understand the new capabilities, understand what the migration plan is going to be if you got an existing environment. VMFS 5 is now new this year. It's been a couple of years since VMware has revved their VMFS file system. So knowing how to upgrade and extend to those 64 terabyte data stores is going to be pretty important. And then the impact of the unified block sizes is also going to be very important with respect to VWI. So really know the path. VMware has made it a lot easier and more flexible this go around with respect to the VMFS upgrade. You can do inline upgrades now, but you still need to understand the impacts of your transition to VMFS 5 once you get there. Because there are multiple roads you can take, and there are pros and cons to each. Get a good grasp on VDI and watch where the cloud is going. I mean, there's a lot that's cloud is not necessarily new this year, but it's something that people have been talking about for a while, and VMware is certainly pushing it. With their cloud platform and all the componentry that they're adding to it. So. If you've already got a VMware vSphere shop or virtual infrastructure, or virtualized data center, whether it's VMware or another competing hypervisor, watch where these cloud solutions are going and kind of decide what's going to be right for your environment. Match that up to business needs, and make sure you have a strategy. VDI has been hot for. I think this is the third year running that's the year of VDI. So I think that's going to actually. It'll probably happen next year as well, but I think there's still a lot of companies that have not forayed into VDI. Maybe they got a little bit of a proof of concept, but I think there's a number of companies out there that are not quite sure what to do with VDI or how to design it or how to scale it or how to deal with remote locations, how to broker it, how to license it. What the client endpoints should be. VDI's got a lot of components to it. There's multiple avenues you can take, and the reason for that is because not all companies are the same. Different companies are going to have different needs, and so there's definitely a right and a wrong way to implement VDI, and so you really got to be careful when you go down that path that that you do it right and don't impact your end users negatively. Those are your workers are the ones that manage your business day in and day out. So you need to make sure that they maintain productivity. And that kind of starts with their their tools, their desktop PCs, their applications, and so forth. So like I said before, I'm a virtualization product specialist / technical marketing senior advisor at Dell Compellant in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And really my priorities, my responsibilities are VMware integration with Dell Compellant storage. So I was identified and brought in as a VMware subject matter expert Not so much a Dell Compellent Storage Center expert, but I've been learning that kind of along the way. But really, how do we match the capabilities of Dell Compellent Storage with VMware vSphere, as well as other VMware kind of bolt-on products? So I have a good blend of responsibilities, such as working in a lab environment, testing out products, working with beta, working with VMware on roadmap items, writing best practices and reference architectures for the VMware integration points with Storage Center, as well as there's a little bit of a kind of a pre-sales role. I'll spend about 15% of the time meeting with customers on executive briefings, and so that part's new to me. I came from a customer role, so I was able to bring in a lot of experience on how customers feel and think about solutions when they're looking at them. So I try to integrate that with what I do from day to day. So, but again, that the pre-sales part's new to me, and it's pretty exciting too. And so, and I've also worked with developers and storage architects on the Dell Compellent side to help improve our products and our integration with VMware vSphere, and try to provide some insight on what it's like to manage small, medium, and large VMware environments, and what kind of tools can we develop, or how can we enhance our tools to automate processes and develop plugins that provide a unified management interface for both storage and vSphere, and how do we stuff like that.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's a like I said, it's a good blend of responsibilities where I'm not stuck just writing documentation all the time, or working in the lab all the time, or meeting with customers all the time. I get to do multiple things. So yeah, it keeps it exciting. The lab is still running. It's been mostly simmering. I've been pretty busy this summer with the job transition, and I try to keep up on the blog and keep cranking out articles at least once a week. But I'll from here on out I'll keep busy with that and continue to try to add value to the community. And I've with all these releases of vSphere 5 and SRM 5 and View 5 and vCloud Director 1.5. I mean, there's still my list is a mile long of things I got to get through the lab at home, as well as probably at work in the office. So I pretty much spend all my time, free time, working on VMware related technologies.